Thesis by Compendium of Publications, search for editorial policies.
JSC Open Policy Finder and Dulcinea are two free databases with editorial policies of journals.
JISC Open Policy Finder displays the policies of major international publishers. When you search for a particular, it lets you know what you can do with the different versions of the article. Remember that the goal is to deposit your article in the UAB Open Access Repository Deposit Digital Documents de la UAB, DDD. For example, if we search for Journal of the American Chemical, it reports that the published version of the article can be made open access only if you have paid to publish the article open access with a Creative Commons license. When exploitation rights have been transferred to the publisher through a copyright transfer agreement, the publisher allows the accepted version, or postprint, to be placed in an institutional or thematic repository with a 12-month embargo. Whereas the submitted version, or preprint, can also be deposited in specific repositories without embargo.
JSC Open Policy Finder provides direct links to the editorial policy of a journal in the publisher's website. It is advisable to always consult the publisher's website because sometimes there are specificities not accounted by this web. For example, there are publishers that allow you to put the published version of an article as an appendix to the doctoral thesis. This might not be accounted by JISC Open Policy Finder. For this reason, it is recommended to consult the publisher's website.
Dulcinea works the same as JISC Open Policy Finder, but in this case it displays the editorial policies of Spanish journals. For example, if we search for the journal Agora, we choose one and Dulcinea shows the policy. In this case you can also see where you can submit your article, which version can be deposited and without any embargo because it has an open license, Creative Commons. Dulcinea also provides the direct link to the policy on the journal's website so you can consult the specificities. If after consulting JISC Open Policy Finder, Dulcinea, or the journal's website you see that the policy regarding open access deposit is not clear, or the publisher does not seem to have a specific policy, you can always contact the publisher directly to request a specific permission. If the publisher answers in the affirmative, remember that you must always keep this permission. Sometimes, both in JISC Open Policy Finder and Dulcinea, you can find cases in which publishers do not allow open access deposit of any version of the article. We show you an example of this case.